Jesus in Ezekiel 15:8, "And if I will make the land desolate because they have been unfaithful," declares the sovereign Lord. Understanding the verse in context. Ezekiel 15 is a short allegory about a useless vine, a metaphor for Jerusalem and the people of Judah. Understanding the verse in context. Ezekiel 15 is a short allegory about a useless vine, a metaphor for Jerusalem and the people of Judah. God compares them to a vine that, when removed from the vineyard, isn't even good for firewood. Because of their persistent unfaithfulness and idolatry, judgment and desolation are declared upon the land. Verse 8 is the concluding judgment. Desolation comes not because God delights in wrath, but because his people rejected the covenant relationship. Jesus foreshadowed in Ezekiel 15:8. Even in a chapter focused on judgment, we can see a foreshadowing of Jesus in a few key ways. 1. The faithful vine. Where Israel was the unfaithful vine, Jesus later declares in John 15:1, "I am the true vine and my Father is the gardener." Jesus becomes the faithful, fruitful vine, everything Israel was meant to be but failed to become. He fulfills the covenant by living in total obedience and bearing fruit that brings life to others. To the one who restores the desolate. Ezekiel 15 ends with desolation, but the New Testament introduces Jesus as the Redeemer who brings restoration. Isaiah prophesied, "He will comfort all who mourn and rebuild the ancient ruins." Isaiah 61:2-4. Through Christ, the desolate land of sin, shame, and judgment is made fruitful again. He doesn't just spare us from destruction, he makes us living branches in him. 3. The judgment he bore. The desolation mentioned in Ezekiel ultimately points to a greater judgment, one that Jesus bore on the cross. He took on himself the judgment for unfaithfulness, so we could receive the reward for his faithfulness.